Alex and his friends Sarah, Bob, and Michael were in shock from the anti-gravity anomaly they had just discussed over the video call. They were all stuck to the ceiling of their respective rooms as people and objects on the street suddenly started floating upwards. Suddenly, their conversation was cut off due to a loss of internet connection, and Alex was left alone in his room. Alex, fearful. The connection was cut off because of the anomaly and the earthquake. Gradually, gravity returns to normal, and Alex falls back onto the floor. However, the earthquake continues and the house begins to crumble. Things fall off shelves and walls crack from the force of the tremors. Alex hears his cat, Merzik, meowing and begins to search for him. Alex, worriedly, "Merzik, where are you, buddy? We need to get out of here." Alex walks around the house, searching for his pet. Finally, he finds Merzik hiding under the bed in the bedroom. Alex, relieved. "You scared me, Merzik. Let's go. We need to get out of here." Alex retrieves Merzik from under the bed and holds him tightly. The earthquake becomes stronger, and Alex realizes he needs to leave the house immediately. Alex, determinedly, "Let's go, Merzik. It's time to get out of here." Alex, realizing the danger of the situation, decides to gather his most important belongings in a backpack and rush outside. Alex, worried, "I need to take my documents, phone, charger, and of course take care of Merzik." He quickly gathers his things and puts Merzik in a special portable cat carrier. Alex takes a deep breath and cautiously makes his way through the crumbling building. Alex, to himself, "Be careful and move fast. We need to get out of here." While Alex walks through the corridors and stairs, the building continues to collapse. He tries to avoid falling objects in dangerous areas. Alex, whispering, "Hang in there, Merzik. We'll be safe soon." Overcoming obstacles and dangers, Alex finally makes it outside. He catches his breath, surveying the destruction around him. Alex, with relief, "We did it, Merzik." Alex takes off his backpack and realizes with horror that the fabric is torn, and the container with Merzik is missing. He looks around the destroyed building and his heart breaks with grief. Alex, in despair, "Merzik, where are you, Merzik?" He calls out to his cat, but only receives a hollow echo in response. Alex, losing hope, falls to his knees and begins to cry, flooded with fear and pain. Time passes, the earthquake gradually subsides, and the sad reality begins to settle in Alex's soul. He realizes that standing still will change nothing, but his legs barely obey him. Alex, to himself, "What should I do? Merzik, my faithful friend, where are you?" He slowly gets to his feet, feeling that everything around him is drowning in sadness and despair. Not knowing what will happen next, Alex approaches the ruined building with the last spark of hope to search for his pet among the rubble. Suddenly, a car falls in front of Alex with a loud crash, breaking into many pieces. He looks up to the sky in horror, realizing that the cars that had flown up into the air were now returning to the ground, presenting a new danger. Fear grips Alex as he sees buildings collapsing and objects falling. His heart stops at every crash, and he feels that every moment could be his last if he is not careful. In his confusion, Alex pauses for a moment, trying to make a decision: to continue searching for his beloved cat Merzik, or to save himself from the falling objects. His instinct for self-preservation takes over, and he decides to run to the nearest bridge to seek shelter from danger. Alex, to himself, "I need to run. I have to find shelter." Impulsively making a decision, crouching and hugging the ground, he starts running towards the bridge. Chaos and destruction surround him. He hears people's screams, who are also trying to save themselves. Alex, to himself, "What should I do? Merzik is somewhere out there, but I need to save myself. I hope he's okay," with sadness. Continuing his way to the bridge, avoiding falling objects and wrecked cars, he hopes that when all this is over, he will be able to find Merzik. Alex runs under the bridge where it becomes safer. Alex, out of breath, "I hope it's safer here. But what will happen next? Where are you, Merzik?" with sadness. "Are all my friends okay?" He takes out his phone from his pocket and tries to contact his friends, but there's no signal. After calming down from the fear and panic, and when the falling objects from the sky stopped, Alex decides to run a few more blocks to his friend Sarah's house. He hopes that she is okay, and that with her help, They will have a better chance of figuring out what is happening since Sarah works as an archaeologist and may have knowledge or access to equipment that can help them. Straining every muscle, Alex starts moving towards Sarah's house. Fear does not leave him for a moment, and he prays that Sarah is okay. Alex, to himself, "Sarah, please be okay. I need your help." Alex reaches Sarah's house and sees that it is partially destroyed, but it seems to still be standing. He rushes inside and shouts her name. "Alex. Sarah, are you here? Are you okay?" Suddenly, he hears a faint response. Sarah is in one of the rooms, huddled against the wall to protect herself from falling objects. Sarah, in a weak voice. "Alex, is that you? Thank God you're alive." Alex and Sarah sit on the edge of the rubble in a destroyed room, discussing their situation and the possibilities that the equipment at Sarah's workplace can provide them. They feel that they need to find answers as soon as possible to try to deal with this chaos. Alex. "Sarah, are you sure you have something that can help us? We don't want to waste time." Sarah. "I can't be 100% sure, but there's a chance that this equipment could be useful. We have seismographs and magnetic field sensors that could help determine the epicenter of anomalies or reveal some patterns." Alex nods, agreeing with her assumptions. Alex. "All right, let's try it. If we work together, it will be easier and faster for us to figure this out. But before we leave, we need to gather everything we need." Sarah. "Agreed. Let's take flashlights, spare clothes, water, and some food. Plus, we don't know what's ahead of us, so it's better to be prepared for anything." As they made their way through the city, Alex and Sarah felt the tension and fear of anticipating another anti-gravity wave. When it started, they acted in sync and found shelter under the nearest bridge. Hanging under the bridge, they waited for the anomaly to end and the falling objects to return to the ground. Alex. "Sarah, are you feeling okay? These anti-gravity waves are getting harder to endure." Sarah. "Yes, it's tough for me, but we can't stop now. We need answers, and we have to keep moving forward." After surviving another anti-gravity wave, Alex and Sarah finally reached the Center for Archaeological Studies. The building was damaged, but it seemed to be one of the few that survived the chaos. They entered inside. Alex. "I hope the equipment here hasn't been damaged." Sarah. "We'll check. We need to get to my lab. That's where we'll find everything we need." Alex and Sarah carefully moved towards Sarah's lab, surveying their surroundings. They hoped that the equipment they found would help them determine the epicenter of the anomalies and possibly provide a key to their cessation. They surveyed the laboratory, filled with complex equipment. Sarah approached the computer connected to the apparatus designed to determine the epicenter of the anomaly. Despite being an archaeologist, Sarah had never worked with this particular equipment before. Sarah. "I know this equipment can help us, but I've never worked with it before." Alex. "You understand technology? Can you try to figure it out?" Alex agreed and began studying the computer and equipment. While he tried to understand how the equipment worked, Sarah suggested different ideas and theories. Alex. "I think I've figured out how this works. Let's check the latest data that was recorded in the database." Soon, Alex and Sarah discovered that the coordinates of the epicenter pointed to Antarctica. Their eyes widened with surprise and concern. Sarah. "Antarctica? What could be causing such strange anomalies there?" Alex. "I don't know, but it seems we have to find out. We need to report our findings and decide what to do next." Sarah and Alex sat in the laboratory, discussing their discovery of the anomaly's epicenter in Antarctica. Remembering her past adventures, Sarah suddenly mentions her friend Ted. Sarah. "Alex, I know someone who can help us get to Antarctica. Last year I flew on a plane with Ted and we went skydiving together. He has his own small plane. We need to find him and see if he can take us there." Alex. "Sounds like a good plan. Let's find Ted and talk to him." They headed to the hangar where Ted kept his plane. It turned out that after the first wave of anti-gravity, Ted secured his plane to the ground with chains and went down to the bunker himself. When Sarah and Alex found him, they explained their discovery and asked Ted to help them get to Antarctica. Ted. "You want me to take you to Antarctica? That's madness. But if it helps us figure out these anomalies, I'm willing to try. But be prepared for a rough ride." Sarah and Alex thanked Ted and started to prepare. They gathered mountaineering gear and warm clothing, anticipating the upcoming difficulties and dangers. Alex, we have to be ready for anything. Antarctica has harsh conditions and possibly even more mysteries. Sarah, you're right, but we have to try. We have to find the source of these anomalies to save our world. The plane piloted by Ted took off into the sky and headed for Antarctica. During the flight, Sarah, Alex, and Ted gazed down at the land from above and discussed the destruction caused to cities by the anomalies. Sarah, it's terrible how many cities have suffered because of these anomalies. How many people have lost their homes and lives? Alex, yes, it's scary. I hope we can find the source of these anomalies and do something to stop it. Ted, an experienced pilot, skillfully maneuvered the plane, smoothing out the effects of the anti-gravity waves. Sometimes, they were forced to fly around objects that rose into the sky, which became dangerous obstacles. At one point, a brick hit the plane's wing, causing a small panic for Alex and Sarah. Alex, Ted, what happened? Are we okay? Ted, don't worry guys, it was just a brick. It damaged the wing a bit, but it's nothing serious. The plane can still fly. Sarah and Alex breathed a sigh of relief and continued to observe the landscapes beneath the plane. Gradually, the boundless icy expanses of Antarctica began to appear on the horizon. Sarah, there it is, Antarctica. It seems there's so much cold and mystery here. We have to be very careful. Alex, you're right, but I believe we can rise to this challenge and find the source of the anomalies. Alex, Sarah, and Ted flew over the ice toward the coordinates of the anomaly's epicenter. Ted explained that landing directly at the epicenter was impossible, but he found the closest landing strip for geologists and expeditions, along with buildings for geologists to rest. They landed on the strip, and Ted said he would repair the plane, attach it to the ice with chains, and search for a refueling location to return. Alex and Sarah gathered the necessary equipment, discussed the route to the epicenter, and set off. Equipped with mountaineering gear, they moved towards the epicenter, securing themselves to the ice to avoid being lifted into the sky by anti-gravity waves. They continued their journey, overcoming the difficulties that arose in their path. Alex, what do you think we will see there? Sarah, I don't know, but we'll find out soon. Soon they arrived at a large, deep crater in the ice, which matched the coordinates they were given. As they descended, they discovered a strange object, resembling an alien artifact, protruding from the ice and emitting incomprehensible sounds. Alex and Sarah began to discuss their finding. Alex, what could this be? It looks like an alien object. Sarah, you're right. I've never seen anything like it. We need to study it in more detail. They continued to examine the object, exchanging thoughts and hypotheses about its origin and function. Alex, perhaps this artifact is the source of the anti-gravitational waves. We need to learn more before drawing conclusions. Sarah, agreed. Let's collect samples and data to conduct a detailed analysis back at base. Despite the fear, Alex approached the strange object, intending to touch it. Sarah screamed in horror that it was a bad idea and insisted on using sensors to study the object. Sarah, Alex, no, it's dangerous. Let's just use the sensors we brought with us. Alex, no, Sarah, I feel like the object is pulling me towards it. I have to touch it. Sarah screamed in horror at Alex to stop, but he didn't listen. He reaches out to the object and touches it. At that moment, the object begins to glow brightly, becoming brighter and brighter. Suddenly, there is an energy burst that hits Alex, and the shockwave throws both explorers away. They both lie unconscious on the ice. But soon after the explosion, Sarah regains consciousness and quickly checks on Alex, realizing that he's unconscious. She tries to contact Ted on the radio, but there's no response. Worried about Alex, Sarah feels panic when she realizes that communication with Ted has been lost. She looks at the alien object, noticing that it has gone dark and stopped making sounds. Sarah doesn't know what to do next, but decides to focus on helping Alex. Sarah, tears in her eyes. Alex, please wake up. We need to get out of here. Alex doesn't respond.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed our content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give it a like. You can also support the development of the channel. All the information is in the video description. Check out the NFT collection for this story as well.